welcome to another edition of the Tiger Football Report. I'm your host, Spiro Marikas, along with the head coach of the Tigers, Pete Shinnick. And, Coach, the Tigers ran into a buzzsaw, to say the least, on Saturday as you took on the number 5 Blue Hens of Delaware, and they certainly showed why they have that ranking.
Well, yeah, and we helped them, Spiro. I mean, we really did. I think, you sit here and it's been through the game now 3 or 4 times and, gone back and studied every aspect of it. I mean, give them credit. I thought they did a really nice job of moving their quarterback around. I felt like when he was in the pocket, we were able to get pressure on him. He just eluded that pressure, and I think you go back and you look at 2 of the first 4 touchdown drives. I thought we had sacks on 3rd down where we got him out of the pocket and we were right there, and we just couldn't get him down. Unfortunately for us, I mean, the series of events that took place in the first, 4 times they had the ball and the first 4 times offense had the ball, couldn't have gone in opposite directions. And so first play, credit them. We called a blitz versus a no-back set. And they really called the perfect play for the perfect, blitz. And so credit them. We hadn't blitzed that formation. We had always kind of played it as a, as a neutral pressure. So they didn't know what they were getting, but boom, popped the touchdown. Second time offense is out, or the first time offensive out. I mean, we really had 2 guys that I think if Nate could have connected on them, it might be 7-7, completely different game. We come out the second time, they have the ball. After we punt, we back them up. And, we blow a coverage and, we miss on a scraping guy that should be contained in that scramble. And you remember he scrambled down the sideline and threw the 50-yard pass. Well, we were playing cover 3 and should have had a corner sitting right where that guy is. So, I mean, you go over and over, and then we don't pick up a kickoff, a kickoff return. Ball's on the ground. So the first 28 points, I just felt like, my goodness. They were firing. We were helping them, though. And we just were out of sync. And couldn't have happened at a more unbalanced time for what offense was doing and what defense was doing. Because, we throw an interception. Nate throws an interception in the second possession. He does the check down. We probably go 10 yards and keep moving the ball. And so as you analyze it play by play, which doesn't happen in real time, because in real time it was like, ooh, this is ugly. It's ugly fast. You go back and analyze it, I mean, we're closer than I thought, but the end result was much further away than any of us would have hoped.
All right, you're down 38-0 at halftime. What do you say to the team? I mean, at that point, a comeback is really, really difficult to foresee.
Yeah, and really, we wanted to just keep our guys positive and keep our guys, fighting and moving, and that was kind of part of the second half strategy that we, hey, we haven't played a whole lot on offense. We hadn't been out there for many plays, so we got to treat this half kind of like the first half. So we want to do everything we can just to get ourselves back in sync. We knew a comeback would be difficult. I felt like if we could have scored out the gate and then maybe gotten a stop or a turnover, something good could have happened to, get us closer. 38 is a huge number. But they scored 38 in the first half, so hey, could we do it? But you just want to pluck away at that. And so again, we kind of went with a first half mentality of how we were going to approach it and what we were going to do. I credit our guys because they did keep playing hard. They did keep going. That's something that we've done. But when you build that big of a hole, I mean, 2 turnovers during the course of the first 28 points scored. A 3 and out on offense, 2 blown coverages of wide open guys, probably 3 missed tackles, 2 of them could have been sacks. It was just, so much. So when we came out the second half, needed to get points somehow, some way, and needed to get a stop. And, their offense, again, credit them. They did a really good job, obviously playing their second string quarterback, who we talked about. I said he was really good last week. They did not boot as much and get him out of the pocket as much in the first game. So obviously to avoid some of our pressure, I thought they booted really well. And, he was doing one of 2 things. Well, he was actually doing 3 things. And, he was either getting rid of the ball quickly, which he hit some short stuff, started 16 for 16 or whatever it was, or he was booting which, evaded some of our pressure. Or when he actually sat back there, I mean, we would get him out of the pocket and create pressure. We did get 3 sacks. We did force him out of the pocket about 7 times. But anytime we forced him out laterally or he could go straight upfield, I mean, he showed you what type of runner he was. So
Now, do you take that tape and burn it? Or do you do your normal?
yeah, no, and really, I think it's everything that we talked about. So I mean, you'd love to burn it, you'd love to flush it, but you go back and you break it down. And what I want our guys to know, and we met on Monday, and we'll meet again today before we go out and practice. We practice Monday. Our Tuesday practice, what each coach will start that session with is, look, if this would have happened, this is how close we could have been. We're still the same team that went on the road and beat New Hampshire. We're still the same team that could have gone to overtime versus UAlbany. We're still the same team that beat William and Mary. We play Delaware. If this would have happened, this would have happened. How would you have felt? Instead of 28-0, how about if it was 10-7? Or how do you feel? Where are you? And then just build on that. There's so much to learn from there because, again, we were out of position in places. Guys were reading the wrong keys. We didn't see the right things. So you got to be able to learn and grow from that. And unfortunately, it all happened in bunches. And we had to sit there and bear it and deal with it. So we want to learn from that. We don't ever want to go there again. I think, the feelings are, they're sick, they're irritated, they're frustrated, they're embarrassed by what took place, as are all the coaches. And now let's learn from that and let's move on.
Speaking of moving on, this Saturday you will head to Greensboro to take on North Carolina A&T, a team that has had problems. They have one victory against Norfolk State, who did beat the Tigers.
Beat us, yes.
They have played competitively, lost a tough game at Hampton last week. It's their homecoming. They're expecting a humongous crowd.
Yep.
So the team is going to be fired up.
No, we're going to go into probably one of the better environments that we will see. I've seen North Carolina A&T's homecomings before. Their crowds are great. It'll be electric. They are a 1-6 team that I think they are better than their record shows. I would like to think we are as well. But they have been in close games. They've played people well. So we're going to go into a great environment. And we got to do what we've done the last 2 games on the road. We got to play that way. We got to play to that level. And we've got to be able to, come back from this disappointment, this frustration. So, they have an All-American kick returner who is as fast and dynamic as anybody we've seen.
He's returned 3 kickoffs for touchdowns this year.
Yes, I mean, so he's as explosive as we've seen. He's different than New Hampshire returner because he's got a little more top-end speed, but he's a matchup problem for us. We're going to need to be able to take care of that. He plays wide receiver as well. Their freshman quarterback is playing very well. He's getting better week by week, and I think their defense is coming together. Vincent Brown, the head coach, was the defensive coordinator at William and Mary last year, so he knows Towson, he knows the league, and he's going to get that group right because he's seen what championship football looks like.
All right, game time, 1 o'clock on Saturday. Gordy and I will have it for you on TowsonTigers.com starting at 12:45. So for the head coach of the Tigers, Pete Shinnick, I'm Spiro Marikas, and thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Tiger Football Report.